All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, a certified financial educator from ERGJ Enterprises. And we're back with our financial book club. And we're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Siebold. Steve, I'm coming from my check. And in case you don't know, I've got a lot of recommended reads that can help to change the way that you think so you can change your output in life. And so if you're having some troubles with finances, with money, I believe it starts with what you put in here. And so if I believe that wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And so I believe we begin to change the programming of what we were taught or what we weren't taught as it relates to money, then we can actually change the results that we have in our life as it relates to revenue, profit, or income. And so we're going through the book, How Rich People Think. This is a 100-day journey, 100 different principles, nuggets of wisdom that we can filter through and get truth and apply it to our life. And so we're on day number 91. That means we got 9 more days to go before we go into our next book on the Financial Book Club. But again, if you want to get this book, you can actually get it through us at www.ergj.net. We also got some other recommended reads as well, along with classes and stuff that we have coming up teaching you about money. But hey, I know that you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. It's day number 91. Let's get it. The middle class encourages their kids to be nice and make friends. The world class encourages their kids to be smart and build a network. The middle class encourages their kids to be nice and make friends, while the world class encourages their kids to be smart and build a network. Now, there's a saying that says your net worth equals your net worth. So who's in your network? Now, the average parents never teach their kids about the importance of making contacts. They hope their kids are popular and make friends so they can enjoy their days in school. The world class knows building contacts, even as early as high school, can make the difference between a life of average success and uncommon opportunity. So in the comments below, I'd like you to write uncommon opportunity. Again, uncommon opportunity. The world class knows building contacts, even as early as high school, can make the difference between a life of average success and uncommon opportunity. This is even more critical for kids who attend private schools funded by influential families. The rich teach their kids to build networks of classmates, teachers, professors, and others who may be able to help them later in life. While most parents are hoping their kid becomes the quarterback of the football team or the most popular cheerleader, the rich are concerned about building the child's social infrastructure for the future. Building the child's social infrastructure for the future. Winning most popular works for the masses, but the great ones want to win most likely to succeed. You remember those contests, those yearbook contests? Who was the one that was most likely to succeed in your yearbook? Operating from a fear-based consciousness leads the middle class to see this strategy and others like it as using people or manipulation. This could not be further from the truth. Every great self-made fortune has been constructed with the help and support of many people. The great ones know you need other people to accomplish anything. The great ones know you need other people to accomplish anything. But while the masses are tapping their Christmas card list for help, the riches are accessing their databases filled with thousands of people from years of cultivation. So in the comments below, I'd like you to put databases. I want you to create a database, and I want you to help your kids create a database of contacts that you have created some type of win-win relationship with, a database of contacts. Hey, what's going on, Anthony? Thanks so much for joining. When they want to find a new job, they don't need the want ads or any online resource. They just reach out to their network. When they want to find a job, they just reach out to their network. When they need to raise capital, locate joint venture partners, or want advice on investments, it's all at their fingertips. I want you to think about your database. Do you have all the necessary components that you need at your fingertips? Now, I actually believe that you do, but we may not have organized it that way, because I'm a believer that you're only 4 people away from who you need to know at any particular time for whatever it is you need. So, when I had an issue with the house and I needed a plumber, I didn't know any plumbers, directly, but I was only 4 people away from getting that plumber who was part of the network. So are you building a network, a database? You see what I'm saying? And are you teaching your kids how to do it now while they're in high school, building a database? The reason is their world-class parents taught them at a tender age one of the key ingredients of getting rich. You're not going to get there alone. No one has. It's all about the village. Who is in your database? Who is connected to you? Who have you built this pipeline of contacts that it's a win-win, it's a beneficial situation between the two. Now, again, the reason why I like this book, again, we're going through the book, How Rich People Think, is because not only do you get this passage or this devotional, whatever you want to call it, you also get a quote of the day, a critical thinking question of the day, and an action step of the day. So here's your quote of the day by Takafumi Hori. I had to look that person up. Money is humankind's greatest invention. Money doesn't discriminate. Money doesn't care whether a person is poor, whether a person comes from a good family, or what his skin color is. Anybody can make money. Now, I want to ask you, do you believe that's true? Money is humankind's greatest invention. I won't say it's his great invention, but money doesn't discriminate. Money doesn't care whether a person is poor, whether a person comes from a good family, or what his skin color is. Anybody can make money. And here's what I say, guys. And I think that anybody can make money. Because right now we're probably on YouTube, which is owned by Google, and we're probably on Facebook, which is obviously owned by Facebook. And what I tell people is this. On Facebook, there is about 1.8 billion daily users that tap into Facebook on a regular basis, check Facebook, whatever, communicate on Facebook. And out of that 1.86 million people, I said, can I get one person to pay me $1 for some product or service? Just one. And then once I got one, I said, well, can I get 10 people? Just 10 out of 1.86 billion people that I might have access to just because I'm on Facebook. Then once I got to 10, I said, can I get to 100? Once I got to 100, I said, can I get to 1,000? Like, you have something that you can bring to make the world a better place. You have some product or some service, and money is only the exchange of value for value. So if you're bringing something valuable to someone and they see it as valuable, then they're willing to exchange their dollar for the value that you bring into their life. So making money at this point in time in our life, I don't think it's ever gotten any easier because we are connected to so many different people. And all we got to do is just find the ones that could use what it is that we have to offer. Does that make sense? So anybody can make money. And I would say this, if you're an entrepreneur or you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, it's an ultimate faith walk, because now you get to a place where you're pushed beyond, your faith is pushed to believe that whatever it is that you create, somebody else will buy. Before, you didn't have to worry about that, right? Because you were creating for your job. You were doing something for your job, and then they went out and they sold it, or they used it, or whatever the case may be. But now you're in a position where you're creating something, and you're hoping, you have the belief that in the future someone else will exchange their dollars for your product or service. Here's your critical thinking question today. Here's what you want to think about as it relates to what we talked about today. How many contacts does your kid have in his or her database? Stop laughing. I'm not kidding. How many contacts does your kid have in his or her database? And then here's your action step. Here's what you want to do as it relates to what we've talked about today. Sit down with your kids and show them how to begin building their network. Ask her to set a goal to have at least 1,000 people in her database when he or she graduates from college. Again, sit down with your kids and show them how to begin building their network. Ask her to set a goal of having at least 1,000 people in her database when she graduates from college. And I would say this, I would add on to this, and I would say, well, maybe you need to look into how you can build your database, and maybe set a goal of having 1,000 people in your database in the next 4 years. And so, because it's going to be very difficult for you to teach your kids how to build a network if you haven't built a network yourself. So anyway, this is day number 91, going through the book, How Rich People Think. Steve, coming from my check, man, it says middle class encourages their kids to be nice and make friends, while the world class encourages their kids to be smart and build a network. So we got 9 more days to go in the Finance Book Club. Again, you can go to www.ergj.net. Got a lot of recommended reads there to help change the way that you think about money, so you can actually change the results that you have and build and change your relationship with money as well. It is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, ergj.net. Remember this, guys, that wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet.